We talked in a previous video about what some people even call the ice cream chords. They're that popular and so many people like them. It's just like ice cream. Very popular. And what we're talking about is if we were looking at the scale of C and chords that occur in the key of C, based on that scale, you would have, for example, a chord of C and D minor and E minor and F and G and A minor. They are the most common chords in the key of C. Those chords are based on the scale. I'm taking the first, third and fifth note from there, from the first note. So this is chord 1, C. That's the first, third and fifth note from D, the second note. That's the first, third and fifth note from the third note of the scale. This is the third chord. This is chord 3. This is E minor. And so on. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at these most common chords, which are chord 6, chord 4, chord 1, and then chord 5. But rather than play them in that order, because I'm going to be hopping around an awful lot, I'm going to move those notes around. There's A minor, but I'm going to get rid of the E and pop it here. I'm going to get rid of the C and put it there. So I've still got the same notes, A, C, E. I just have C, E, A, different order of those notes. This is called an inversion. An inversion is where you flip the notes around. To get a chord of F, I need that, F, A, C. What I'm going to do is get rid of the C and stick it there. So my A minor was there, my F was here, my G was there. Just go through those chords again. Here's that A minor, C, E, A. If you swap the middle finger, so I'm going to go, instead of having finger 2 on E, I'm going to swap to the middle finger on the F. And now I'm going to bring those two top notes down to give me a chord of C. And then to play a chord of G, I'm going to play moving my right hand up and changing to that shape, D, G, B. And those are my 4 shapes. I've got A minor. Practice that for me. Pause the video if you need to. There is A minor. Here's a chord of F. C, F, A. Here's a chord of C. C, E, G. Pause the video if you need to. Here's a chord of G, D, G, B. In the left hand, I'm just going to put the root note. Remember, the root note is just the note that gives the chord its name. So if I'm playing a chord of A minor, I want an A in the left hand to make it sound even stronger, even richer. Reach for a chord of F now in the right hand. I want F in the left hand. If I'm going to go to a chord of C in the right hand, I want C with my little finger in the left. And then for G, I'm going to reach for that chord of G here. I'm actually going to put finger 2 there on that G, so that I've got my thumb ready for my A next time round. And let's practice round and round that. So let's start with the A minor, A in the left hand and C, E, A in the right. 2, 3, 4. And now get ready to go to the chord of F. And my finger 3 moves up there. Pause the video if you need to. Drop those top 2 notes down, C with the left. And then to G with your thumb. Little exercise for you now. What we're going to do is we're going to play 4 beats on each one, nice and slow and steady, changing from A minor to F, 4 beats on that, changing to C, 4 beats on that, changing to G, 4 beats on that. Let's try that slow and steady. 2, 3, 4, A minor, 2, 3, 4, then F, 2, 3, 4, then C, 2, 3, 4, then G, 2, 3, and again please, 2, 3, this is A minor going to F, now we move to C, and now we move to G. Make make sure you practice that round and round. So to get used to this even more, we could try different variations on the rhythms of this. So for example, you could play in the left hand eighth notes. You could play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, whereas the right hand 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That's very common. You'll hear that in The Scientist by Coldplay. Pattern, very, very common. So what we're doing is we're playing eighth notes in the left. So let's try that very, very slowly. Remember our pattern, our chords are A minor to F to C to G, but we're going to play in the left 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and so on. But can you see how even when I'm saying it, I am stressing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, because that main beat is what's going on in my right hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Remember your video on the counting. If you've not watched the counting video, please make sure you've watched that. I'm making sure that when I count myself in, the speed at which I count in is the speed at which I can play the piece. If I can't play the piece that fast, I need to slow the counting down, and I need to make sure I practice the right hand and the left hand at the exact same speed. Let's try it super, super slow. In the left hand, remember playing eighth notes, 1 and 2 and. In the right hand, you're playing 1, 2, 3. Do it slowly with me now, please. 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and stop. Let's try that again. Nice and slow and steady. We're going both left, both left, both left, both left. Did you see what we did there? We even broke that down into what am I actually playing. I'm playing both hands, then I'm playing my left hand. Both hands, then I'm playing my left hand. Yes, you need to know it's called 1 and 2 and 3. Yes, you need to know that they're eighth notes or quavers. It's the same thing. You need to know that these are quarter notes. Each one is worth one beat, or crotchets if you prefer. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so you need to know these things. But break it down into the actual thing that you're doing. Both left, both left. Is okay to do that too. Why not practice that for a moment? Pause the video if you need to. And let's try that all together. Count you in after 4. We're going to go from the A minor to the F to the C to the G with that pattern we've just learned. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 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 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now you may start to think, doesn't that sound a little bit like, and then you could have one of so many pop songs in your head now. Absolutely. Let's have a little look at how you could play some of those. To practice these pop pieces, we're actually going to put those chords in the left hand. So there, C, E, A for A minor, but we're going to put that here, C, E, A. Left hand, A minor. So we're doing the exact same thing we had in the right, you just put it in the left, A minor. Then to get F, you need to swap to the F there with that middle note. And then those bottom two notes, sorry, those top two notes, the top two there, move down. And then you move to a chord of J. D, G, B there. You mustn't play like that, of course. You'll like some kind of weird lobster fork. I don't know what that is. That's crazy, that. I'm just moving my fingers out of the way there so that you can see more easily, but you would always play with your fingers over the keyboard. Let's practice those chords again. A minor, C, E, A. Chord of F, C, F, A. Chord of C, C, E, G. Chord of G, D, G, B. Make sure you practice those chords. Next, let's have a little look at how some of those tunes in the right hand from pop songs can fit in there. So for example, remember Written in the Stars? How about Domino by Jessie J? How about Read All About It? Can you see how all these pop songs using the same chords? So if we practice those chords, get used to them in the right hand, get used to them in the left hand, in the future we'll show you how to start putting these together.